Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Acidic back, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I wanted to bring you some news that's just started to recently surface while playing some Modern Warfare 2 in the background on PC. I downloaded a separate, standalone server thing called IW4X, I think is what it is. And it's where people host their own servers for the game, since the dedicated ones are kind of dead and they're not very strong. So, it's just a great way to experience the game. It's a lot more players on it. The connections are better. There's community-made maps and mods, and it's a bigger version of Modern Warfare 2, so you can't really go wrong with it. But what I wanted to talk about today is some news that recently surfaced about Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer actually happening. Now, you might have already seen this, you might have or might have not, so I'm gonna just explain it briefly. As you know, the game got pretty much confirmed by a lot of news outlets that's coming out on you're a dick, but they're coming out about April 30th, I think it said. It's kind of an iffy date because it's on a Monday, but it might happen, you never know. Game releases have happened on weird dates before. But the main thing is there's another one that's kind of recently showed up, and it says that it's Modern Warfare 2 SP/SO/MP, which means single player / spec ops / multiplayer. And it's rumored to come out in about August, which is a good and a bad thing. The reason why this is a good and a bad thing is because, in one hand, we're getting the multiplayer, if it's real. The bad part of this is it's going to segregate a lot of the community, and if you don't know what I mean, I'm going to give you a little bit of an example here. If you don't remember, back when Infinite Warfare came out and Modern Warfare Remastered happened, everybody was split. Modern Warfare Remastered had high player count, but not really as high as the other Call of Duties had. Infinite Warfare had really low player counts compared to most of the newer launches, because people just didn't want to play the game. They didn't like it. So what ended up happening is they segregated the community of what was already low from the really bad futuristic Call of Duties. We might actually drop a nuke here. That'd be great on video. But if they do this again, depending on if Black Ops 4 is bad, it won't really matter. You'll just end up getting a good Call of Duty to play, since that one's bad. But say Black Ops 4 is good, and Modern Warfare 2 is good, because people really like Modern Warfare 2, what you're going to end up happening is you're going to have half the community playing Modern Warfare 2, half of it playing Black Ops 3, or Black Ops 4. Hey, we got a nuke. But, this is bad in many ways if you haven't already thought about it, because you're going to end up having people play one game and the other one's playing the other, and you're just going to segregate the community more than it already is. I just love the nuke, man. This is why I really hope the multiplayer comes back, bro. But yeah, about this whole multiplayer leak thing, it comes out in August. This could be a really bad thing, but oh, the game doesn't end when the nuke comes in on here? Nice! I like that. That's cool. Alright. But, yeah, this is what I meant by IW4X has custom rules. Like, that's just, it's pretty cool like this. I actually enjoyed it that way, in a way, because it's like the Moab and stuff. You can still keep getting kills. I'm at 37 kills already. Let's see if we can get some high kills for this match. But, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Having a segregated community is not really a good thing, but like I said, if Black Ops 4 fails, but this is only if this is real, though. If it's fake, then we don't have to worry about this, but that's why I'm making the video, just to make it as a PSA, so maybe people that don't know about it can learn about it. Because, personally, I would love Modern Warfare 2 to get remastered. The game already looks beautiful as it is. Like, if you haven't noticed, like, on here on PC, it looks beautiful. Like, this is on high settings, 1080p. If they make this game, if they put this game on, like, 4K for PC and stuff, and upscaled 4K on PS4 Pros and Xbox One X enhanced. This game would look beautiful with new textures. Like, this is with old textures from like 2009, and it still looks this good. Like, there's nothing done to it. It's just stock. I mean, I think you can do an FPS boost here, which makes them trash, but that's only if you got a crappy computer. But this is just base from 2009, and this is what we got back then, and this was crazy good. Even today's standards, there's games that don't even look this good in today's standards. So think about what a remastered one would look like. It would look beautiful. And I hope it's a true leak, but at the same time, I really don't think that it's going to turn out to be true. Well, yeah, it could happen, but it would be a really stupid marketing decision, because why would you release it twice? And another big thing that people are saying, if there's a version with single player and Spec Ops and multiplayer, why would you buy the single player version? Because if you bought the single player, would you have to rebuy the multiplayer and Spec Ops version? Like, you'd be screwed out of having to buy it twice, which would suck. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's just so many questions to this that we don't have yet, and people are just speculating. And speculation's good. It gives people content to make, and it gives a community something to talk about and to thrive and everything. It's really good for community. But I just wish they would give us something. Be more open about it. Yes, we've gotten retailers saying this is real. And yes, we've gotten more leaks on retailers saying that Modern Warfare 2 Remastered with the multiplayer is happening. But at the same time, we haven't really gotten anything officially. We're just going off retailers, which you can say is hard evidence, because, I mean, it kind of is. If the retailer says they have it, then they have it. But they say they only have the campaign, or they haven't even said they only have the campaign version. They just say they only have Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and that's it. They haven't said anything else about it. I just wish that they would hurry up and announce that game's coming. How did I not just one burst you? What the fuck? But I just wish they would hurry up and announce that the campaign version's happening, and maybe tease, because if you haven't known, if you didn't see it, Activision is opening their Twitch account back up, and they streamed, and they were talking about Modern Warfare, or they were talking, and they said that Activision's going to have a big reveal coming up in the next week or so. Like, they're going to have a big reveal for something. We don't know what it is. They didn't say anything. They didn't announce anything. They just said, we have a big reveal coming. So we don't really know. We can just only speculate, but pretty much everybody's assuming that it's the Modern Warfare 2 remaster, because that's just the big thing that's being talked about from Activision. So we're just expecting that, and hopefully they'll shed some news on this whole remaster not having multiplayer and stuff, because we need something, man. Like, we're just out here just rambling and talking about things, and we don't know what's going on. They're not being very transparent with us. They're just kind of, they're not even hyping it up, which is weird. And not to say that means it's not happening. It's just, you would think for something as big as a Modern Warfare 2 remaster, we'd be getting some hype for, you know, trying to generate some hype to try to build the hype train, so people would be like, oh, I gotta get this game again, and, you know, just what usual marketing is. Like, they're just not taking this traditional marketing approach on this game, and I just wish that they would talk about it, man. Like, Modern Warfare 2 is such a big deal in the Call of Duty community. It's when the game's player counts were really high. I mean, like, I know Modern Warfare 3 was technically the biggest game, but the game that everybody says when they remember this was Modern Warfare 2. It's just such a very casual game. Everything was good, which you can say that was a problem with it, because people have a hard time with the balancing issues of multiplayer. And what that means is just, like, the noob tubes was a problem. One-man army noob tubes were crazy. The models before they got nerfed were ridiculous. Spaz is insane. If you haven't used a Modern Warfare 2 Spaz, you're missing out on shotguns, man. Thing is ridiculous. Like, Modern Warfare 2 had some of the most questionable balance decisions in Call of Duty history, but it was also because of Infinity Ward being split. Like, Infinity Ward was being split up at the time they were leaving. There's a lot of problems going on, development team-wise. So that's to be expected when that's going on. I can't really get mad at them for that. I hear somebody. Hold on. There we go. But it's just they really need to really get on top of this, man. Like, they have such a high grossing opportunity here. Like, their company can make millions off of this, man. Like, they're just not taking that opportunity, and I don't know why. Like, they could really just, unless they're planning something really huge to just blow us away with, which is quite possible. We are talking about Activision here, the king of just hype trains. Like, even if a Call of Duty is going to be bad, they still try to hype that thing up as much as they can. Like, this is the king of the hype trains right here, is Activision. This company does hype better than anybody. I mean, look at Destiny and stuff. You know, you've seen the hype that game generated. I mean, Bungie was behind that as well. You put Bungie and then the hype train of Activision. Like, the hype beast that Activision is, man. Like, you just can dish out some mad hype for a game, and that alone just sell it. And they're not really doing that with Modern Warfare 2, which is what you would think they would do. But, like I said, we don't really know anything. I wanted to bring this little video here to talk about the leaks that we have seen of a possible multiplayer version of the game being launched. I hope it happens, to be honest with you. I really do. I would love this game to be remastered. But at the end of the day, we don't know anything. Fuck! I wanted to drop another nuke. I was had my hair here. I was trying to get back there. Oh, man. But yeah, at this point, I'm just going to still talk about why I honestly thought Modern Warfare 2 was one of the top best Call of Duties, because I've kind of rambled on about the leak and everything long enough. I don't want to sit here and just ramble for too long, because I just find that annoying. So we're just going to talk about why I thought Modern Warfare 2 was a good game. So this game's over. We got about 3 minutes left here. See if I can do anything with another nuke maybe. I'm at 68 kills. I want to drop 100. Hey, it's possible if I get this nuke. But so, reason why Modern Warfare 2 was so big in my eyes and why I just enjoyed it as a game and as a whole was just, like I said, it was so easy to get into. Like, everything was good. Like, it didn't have too high of a learning curve, but at the same time, it wasn't just like a dummy could play it. I mean, like, oh well, let me take that back. If you noob tube, you could easily, just a dummy could play it. But that's one of the exploits that most of the community hopes that they would fix, is not inherently the noob tube themselves, but one-man army noob tubes. Because if you watched back on stream when I was playing on the crappy servers, I couldn't do anything because the connections were not that good on the dedicated servers. So I just noob tubed the whole time on stream, like noob tube one-man army, and I was almost dropping nukes on like 200 plus ping lobbies. And that just goes to show how crazy ridiculous that is. Wait till someone with an actual like decent ping that can actually play. You're going to get murdered. Like, it's just going to be insane how bad it is. So, but Modern Warfare 2 had a certain learning curve to it that a lot of Call of Duties don't have anymore. You can kind of just run around recklessly nowadays in Call of Duty and do pretty decent. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I mean, those games have their own unique learning curve, but I feel like this one was more of a strategic, slower pace learning curve than what a newer Call of Duty would have. It was just, I feel like there was more strategy involved than just running around headless and just getting as many kills as you can, like just rush, 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 kill, kill, kill. And in this one, you had to really think about what you were going to do, because if you just, there wasn't no real jump shotting. Like, I'm jump shotting now, but back then, this wasn't that prevalent. And even now, jump shotting, I don't think is really a good like strategy in this game. Just the way that the engine works and everything, it's just not a viable option. I'm not saying it's bad, it's just you don't really jump and move like really fast in this one, so trying to jump shot and stuff like that, it's just not a very good idea. Like, you have to do it in very niche situations, which is why I liked it. Like, that's another reason. It wasn't very fast. It was a slower paced game. You could really think about what you were doing. It was just really good in that aspect. What it did well. And that's one thing that's just really big about the game. It knew its identity and it stuck with it. And that's what a lot of games nowadays don't know what to do. They want to just be the next big trend, and they don't know what their original identity is. They don't know what they want to be. And this game knew what it wanted to be, and it really pushed that forward, and they really took that and they sold it. They really showed what they wanted this game to be, and it did. It was a great game. Did I drop 100? I dropped 84. Oh well. 85. Alright, but yeah, that's the video. I know I've rambled on long enough. It's 15 minutes here, looking at the recording. But yeah, this has been some Modern Warfare 2 gameplay. Dropped 85 kills, almost 2 nukes. That would have probably been another nuke if the game went on a little bit longer. So yeah, I just want to bring this information to you guys, and let me know if you played Modern Warfare 2 or anything of the sort about Modern Warfare 2. You just played campaign, multiplayer, Spec Ops, anything about it. What did you enjoy about it? What makes you want it to be remastered? Like, if you see a remaster, what's really wanting you to have, like, what does that thrive for you to have that game? Like, why do you want it? For me, it's really nostalgic for how I used to play Call of Duties, and I just feel like this was when it was in its glory days, and we need to really kind of go back to this style, because what they have now is just not really resonating too well, and this could be a great start for it. So yeah, if you did enjoy, hit the like button down below, shows great support for the channel. Also, hit the subscription button down below and hit the little bell notification to be notified every time I go live, upload, or do a discussion forum on the video. I know I've kind of like stuttered or anything. It's just I have a lot of thoughts going on when I'm trying to make these, so sometimes I just get caught up on what I say, and it just it happens. But that's why I don't do live commentaries too much, is because that happens. But yeah, if y'all want to see more live commentaries, let me know. But yep, it's been Acidic, and I'm out. Peace.